Wow, what a game this is going to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard someone earlier there mentioning like one of those players that you just don't really pay attention to, even though they've been here since the beginning. Someone was mentioning Matt, but for me it's Sicky. Like, Sicky has been on every championship team. Like, he's been to the LAN how many times with how many different teams? Twice.
Yeah, I mean,
it's unbelievable.
You bring up that point, it's not only viewers that sort of ignore Sicky, it's the other players.
Yeah,
because they don't want to be on a team with him at all.
Yeah, I don't understand how you forget a guy who's been to the LAN twice with 2 different teams. Clearly there's something he's doing right.
Well, they're going to start this one up. Farah over to Sicky, who you were mentioning just beforehand. As Penta going to have to try and keep this ball going as fast as possible. That demo onto Freaky. No rebound allowed to come up. As Farah tries to go for the early play onto that one, it's going to be easily saved over to the side by Pwned. And for you right now, what is the key win conditions for either of these two teams? This Killer, great redirect from him, 1-0. Penta coming out strong.
I don't think there's a much better way to say it than that pass play itself. Infield pass plays for this Penta team coming in quick, just straight up to Killer, not wasting his time on that shot as there's somebody already in net. And then Killer able to take an easy touch back to the outside. Starting early.
Penta, the dream start from there, right there. For them right there, as that ball played over to the middle, cleared away by Sicky. As Penta going to be using more and more of these centralized plays. We've seen a lot of them so far today, mostly from Mocket earlier on, but they are done for this Sunday. As Sicky plays that one off the side. It's going to be over to Snasky, who gets blocked by Pwned. Pwned coming out big on defense already in this first minute. Always exactly where he needs to be. Now Killer puts that one up high. Looking for Pwned. Gets a nice little touch onto that one, but straight down to Sicky. Those plays are no longer working when you've got multiple defenders back. It needs to be a 2v1 situation.
A lot of aggression also coming out from leftovers early. You see demos back-to-back, first with Farah and then another one by Sicky. Just trying to stop that rotation from coming all together.
So Pwned puts that to the side. Snasky's got to deal with that. It's still going to be dangerous, though. Put up to the side, and Sicky has to get there before Freaky could. But Pwned refusing to go away onto this one. Passes that one out. Killer, too fast for him.
Oh, no!
Oh, Killer accidentally gets in the way of Freaky's shot after he originally tried to launch himself into the initial pass.
Unfortunate for him. There was another player on his team coming across, going for that shot, but he thought it was for him, so he jumped in front of it, trying to make a play happen. Ends up saving it, but they still keep possession on as they pressure yet again to leftover side.
Killer goes for the shot in that one. 3 minutes remaining. 1 goal. It's all that it's taken so far for Penta to be in the lead. Sicky up onto the sidewall. He's going to try and look for the pass straight off the back there. It's too close, though, to Pwned, who has been very defensively sound so far, but he's going to get in the way of his own teammate. And that's going to allow extended pressure to come out onto the net. Sicky was looking for a touch over to Farah, but he was bumped away. Extra touches coming through. Cleared away, though. Here's Sicky looking to get to that one first, but once again, Pwned so quick onto every single one of these plays. Just reading it perfectly. That is a bad touch, though, from Freaky, allowing the shots coming from Farah, but no power onto that one, and Killer can deal with it well.
No, it's as you mentioned with Penta, just so quick to the ball. They're warmed up from, I'm pretty sure that last series really helped them out. Just recognizing that they do need to play a little bit faster to apply this pressure against a team like Leftovers that has a very strong offensive pressure with players like Farah. Not afraid to go for dribble plays. Oh, pass play coming up there with a shot.
It's almost a doppelganger of the previous goal that we saw from Penta. Great passing play coming out. Sicky looking for that one player. Only one player left in the net.
No, just like you stated, very similar to the last one, that pass play coming across. Midfield pass play is very dangerous. These guys recognizing how easily to go up on the backboard and stop those plays, so why not do it on the infield?
Pwned clears that one over to the middle. Freaky gets the block onto that one. It's now 1-1, minute and 45 seconds remaining onto this, as the Leftovers have found themselves a way back into it. Sicky clears that one over to the side. Snasky doesn't want any of that, and Ferro's being bumped around, so he cannot do anything except for that pass straight outwards. And now the Leftovers start to find their footing. Pass out from Snasky. Killer sat right in front of the ball just there. No chance of that getting around him. Snasky gets himself up high, going to get that one off the backboard. No touch there from Pwned. Going to allow the rebound to come through. And Freaky there just in time. It suddenly seems like maybe Penta are just allowing too much offense to come towards them. They have lost their rhythm all of a sudden.
No, it's exactly like you stated. Even though they're positioning themselves pretty well, that pass across, he just waited for it. I would like to see them apply that pressure. he knows that it's going to happen. Why not get in the face of it and push it back rather than waiting for it to come to them?
That's going to be Pwn getting himself down there. No save from Siggy, but Farah comes through. Freaky's going to follow this one up straight into the net. And that's exactly what we're talking about. A quick bit of sustained pressure comes out, and Penta go back into the lead.
No, exactly like you stated. Sustained pressure indeed, one after another, and Farah having to make a last-ditch save. Unfortunately, that clear not enough, as there's two players literally just sitting there for Penta, both going up in the air, almost as if they're playing volleyball.
45 seconds remaining in this matchup. One goal separates them. Farah going to try and make that 0, but Freaky is in the way. And here come leftovers. They do not want to keep doing these reverse sweeps. They want to try and take this win as easily as possible. Snasky's going to get that one pass over size. Snasky tries to get onto that one. It was actually Sicky with the original pass. But now Freaky's got killer number 7 to look for. Just ends up launching it. And that's going to waste time. 20 seconds remaining here. That's going to be missed plays. There's going to be missed time as Killer puts that one straight back over. Farah's going to have to launch that all the way down to the other end of the field. And a missed touch there from Sicky. That could be their last opportunity gone awry, as they need to get a block onto this. Snasky, not enough onto that. They've got to go coast to coast if they want to get anything here. And Farah, not great contact from him. Killer's going to try and put that one down. Still has not touched the floor just yet, but it should do right about now. And game 1 goes to Penta.
Penta doing a really good job capitalizing on the mistakes, as well as the aggression. You saw Pondex all over the field on that. Even on that last play, they were trying to transition downfield. He's not afraid to move up despite that clock management and take some boosts to completely stop that rotation from Sicky and kept them at bay.
Yeah, Pwn did a great job of that, just becoming the core of Penta throughout the entirety of that one. Just always where he should be in defense. Obviously, his entire team defensively sound in that one, only letting in 1 goal, getting themselves 8 saves, though, across the entire team. So that's a great stats for them to have, but they should not be allowing that much offense.
Yeah, a lot of it seems to be coming from as soon as they get that first initial goal, they obtain this confidence in their play, and they just play way faster. And the issue is they don't do it until they get that goal. And then sometimes, like, the rebuttal comes from the other team. So the leftovers, equalized it, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're going to play super passive again. It's weird how they just flip the switch in their play style.
Yeah, certainly is. So a game 1 loss for leftovers. Tell me if you've heard that one before. So probably every single time.
Should we just assume that game 2 they're going to drop?
We probably should. Well, like I said, their team relatively quiet during that one. Snasky only picking up 95 points in a regular game because it is half. That would only be about 190. Which, that's enough for me to complain at you if you're playing on my team in solo standards. You did
a lot of that this week.
Yeah, I have not been happy.
I get it. You were playing on NA servers. I know what you're used to, but it was great to watch. Let's just say that.
Dude, that was rough. Rotations and don't miss the ball. If you're going to play ranked, at least have those 2 things sorted out for me.
Well, luckily for us, these guys know how to do exactly that. A little bit more entertaining than your gameplay. No offense.
My gameplay is legit, my friends. That's why I won the drop shot tournament. As Farah's going to pick that ball up. And can get 2 blocks onto this. He refuses to go away. The brick wall of Penta. As they can't get that ball past him. That's a demo onto killer number 7. Sicky's going to pick this one up immediately. Nice flick there from Sicky. He's going to find the net. Force the save from Freaky. Over to the side is Pwned with the eventual clearance away. And that's all the way down to the other end of the field. But Farah puts that one up. But it's the continued thing we've seen this season. Unless your pass is direct to the player, these long looping clearances looking for redirects are not working.
Yeah, a lot. We saw it in Season 2 work out where those high clears were fantastic because players just weren't fast enough to get up to them, and it gave your team the advantage because they knew it was coming. But these players have gotten so quick with their quick aerials as well as just reading the ball going up that keeping it almost grounded in low field pass plays seem to work out better.
Farah puts someone up high, looking for Snasky. Gets 1 touch, he's going to try and follow up with a block. He managed to take 2 players out of that, but still. The eventual challenge went to somewhere that they could not immediately react from. That's Freaky's going to put that on the side, looking for Pwn, who looks for Killer. Great 1-2-3 play there. Not enough to break the defense. And that's going to be a long clearance there from Freaky. Beat by Snasky. And that's going to be Farah trying to come in for the block. That's going to be no one back. So very important there that Pwned won that ball. And this is going to be difficult here. We see the goal completely left open. There's still no one back. Shot onto target. Demo is crucial.
2 fantastic plays from Penta as well. Freaky, no hesitation in that challenge, wins it out. And then immediately after he lands, he looks for the player, gets the demo, and picks up the boost just in case. But it doesn't matter. Killer flying right next to him, able to put that in. They're up by 1, and this is where they love to be.
Yep, certainly is a case of when you watch the leftovers play, they've either got one player scrambling back or all three players as pwned. Great individual play there from him. Can't quite sneak it into the close net. That's going to be a shot though, Freaky. And Penta have picked up the pace.
Penta looking so good. I told you, as soon as they're up by 1, their playstyle immediately changes. The aggression comes in. It's just the defense has been usually able to hold them off because of small missed touches and missed shots. They're not missing the out on these. Everybody following through and putting them up by 2 now with 3:18 left in game number 2.
See, the leftovers are just looking at that score now on the scoreboard and just going, yeah, that's roughly what we want the games to be as well. As Poe's going to follow this one up. And Penta are dismantling this game.
I swear Leftovers does it on purpose. They want to be down by 2.
I mean, that was a pass straight out. There was an awful touch there from Snasky as he wanted to try and clear this to the corner. Nothing even close to it.
Do you think Penta's now like, uh-oh, the reverse sweep? It's going to happen? Like,
it's like being just... They've suddenly realized that there is a sinkhole gathering around them. As Snasky takes the shot, hits the post. But all joking aside, this is not the situation that leftovers want to keep putting themselves in. And that's the reason why the question keeps coming up of, are they for real? Because they never make it easy for themselves.
No, as James mentioned earlier, every game they've had has gone to game 5, 2 of those being reverse sweeps, which is just heart-wrenching. Which, for this Penta team, they're doing a fantastic job. Not only are they applying that pressure, but anytime that you see this team of leftovers start to push up, they're going for demos, they're stopping the rotation. They're playing really well this game.
Yeah, not afraid to bring all the players up, and that's going to cost them, though. One player too many, no challenge onto the ball, and that offers an in for leftovers.
I think that's part of the reason why they start to play a little bit more conservative, is they get really, really aggressive, they get punished for it once, and then they just fully collapse back onto defense. I'm curious to see if they continue that with this game as we're halfway through.
Yeah, definitely Penta, in my opinion, has probably got the best of play style for a team that is maybe 2 goals down. Not for a team that's 3 goals up, however. As they end up giving away a cheap one there. It's going to be Killer, though, trying to turn that one in, but Snasky with the block onto that. Freaky gets himself up high. Siki has to try and get the block onto that one. It's pwned. He's going to try and chase that one down, but he's got loads of competition with him. Snasky can actually try and flick that one up. No shot from him, though. Easily cleared away to the side, but 2 players were committed onto that one. 2 minutes remaining. And there is still 2 goals, the deficit. As Farah goes for the shot on that one. Can he find the top right corner? No, he can't. Great shot from him, but an even better save from Freaky. And now Penta come out with the counter-attack. No touch onto that one. And still the leftovers are in this matchup. It's going to be a good block onto that one. Siki plays up high. We've seen Farah previously be so good on those offensive plays, especially with his dribbling. But he does usually require his opponents to be at a disadvantage already, at which point he's very good at taking advantage of that play. Pwned puts that one straight towards Snasky and look for the block, but Snasky has that one read, gets it all the way to the corner. Minute and 15 seconds here. Siki does not have the boost to try and follow that one up. And Penta, they've just started to pull themselves back now, not overcommitting, just sending one player to challenge the ball.
Yeah, a lot more ping-pong action as well as these guys go back and forth. You just see leftovers are trying to push this downfield and give themselves an opportunity. And because of that, Penta realizes it and just shoves it right back at them. And it's working out, killing a lot of time.
Certainly are. 50 seconds remaining in this matchup. And no pressure has been put on by the leftovers that could possibly break Penta's defense. Opponent can just put that one up high. Looks for a second touch, but Farah's going to clear that one away. They need a goal right about now. Otherwise, they are leaving themselves what is already a ridiculous amount of work to do. Even more, that pass is not going to go past Freaky. Here comes the counter-attack. Penta looking strong right about now, but the block from Siki might cause something different. Farah, a demo in the background, is not going to matter too much, but now it's going to be a pass out. Farah's going to come towards the shot. It's on target. We have got a real match. 16 seconds left.
So many things happen for this leftovers team. Snasky slows it down. His teammate comes across and goes for the demo. Farah rotates back in, and then Snasky again follows through and goes for that goalie. One after another, these guys trying to do anything, and this is what's scary. They start to heat up as they go into game 3, and we know what happens when they start to heat up.
Certainly do, but they'll want to try and take this one right now. A miss there from Farah. Only 10 seconds remaining, and Freaky's going to try and play as much disruption as possible. Siki now on the ball. Look to go for the block. Snasky's going to have to try and take this one up high. Over to Farah. Farah off the crossbar. Is anyone going to try and follow this one up? No, a great block there from Freaky. And they can't quite react in time. Still 1 goal separating these 2 teams.
Yet again, both these matches, like you said, have been within 1 goal. They're keeping it close, but towards the end there, you saw what Leftovers does best in that pressure. They look for every facet of capability. Okay, can I go for a demo? Can I steal a boost? And they do that in a very methodical way. Like when Snasky slowed it down on that play, it allowed both of his teammates to move into a position to where you saw Farah in the middle of the field and then his teammate just sitting behind, waiting for something, and it works out. Everybody just approaching and just strangling these guys on defense.
Yeah, it really is, but Penta, they're doing so well right about now, just looking for any mistake that they can find and putting the ball immediately into the net. Great defense coming out from them, a side of their gameplay that we honestly didn't know existed.
Right.
But coming out huge, we always praise them. The offense is so good. We look at Pwned, yet again, MVP in the matchup. He might go for 3 in a row in this game, which I believe would be a first of this season. Can they do it? They've got to get another win right now.
Yeah, we talked about it as well during last series with Leaf, where this Penta team, like, stats are middle of the line. They're always in that in-between, and it's partially because everybody on their team has a chance to make a name. They can come through in this series, and you saw that. Even though Pwned is at the top of the list...
Sorry.
What are you giggling about?
This is the best map in the game. It really is. Ladies and gentlemen, when Urban Night came out, that was the best map in the game.
It's been replaced.
When Manfield Night came out, yes, as you said, it got replaced, and it got replaced soundly. What a beauty
I've never
this
seen
is.
you so happy.
Haven't you? I mean, the day we met, this bromance started, that was the second favorite day of my life. But Pwned! That's going to be a good day in his life as well. Great start for them.
Yeah, you see Killer backing off and allowing his teammate to come in. Trust there. But Sicky had the initial save. Just unfortunate for him as Pondex's momentum carries him through and puts it in net off that 50-50. Nobody in net to make the save because they assumed Sicky had it.
Put up high. Sicky's going to try and follow this one up. Gets 1 touch. Can he get himself 2? Immediately responding!
Oh, I thought they had the save. He was coming through underneath. You saw Killer sweeping through after he got that boost, trying to get it, but Sicky trying to hit it. He actually kills it a little bit too hard, trying to angle his nose a little bit more into that to put power. But luckily for him, it was too far into the net as Killer sweeps in and doesn't get it.
Right, so this is basically the match restarting just about here. Forget the goals that we just saw. They're just stat buffers.
Yeah, this map was actually 4 minutes and 50 seconds. First 10 seconds didn't matter.
Yeah, it certainly is. As the ball's going to be put up high in what is a must-win match as of now for the Leftovers. 2 games down in this series. Snasky's going to try and take a hold of this one. He's going to put it across his own net, and Farah doesn't want any of that. They've really got this one as confused as it can possibly get it as Lawler breaks down next to me. That's the exact sort of stuff I've seen in solo standard this week.
Oh my goodness. After that mistake to like spin into the back of the car and bump him, and then a demo comes out immediately from Snasky, we're going to just assume that was all part of the plan.
Well, they have not conceded from it, and we are still even as we come towards the end of the first minute of this matchup. Freaky attempts to clear that one over to the side, but it's going to be only over to Sicky, who's once again missed it. Killer has to try and get that one towards a dangerous area, but it's going to be eventually cleared away. Snasky over to Sicky, who's there late onto that one. Farah's got to try and get himself back into a position, and he has managed to do so, shutting down Pwned. So that's going to be coming down onto that one. Freaky just trying to get some sort of rebound, but no one around for that, as Penta prioritizing that defense.
Fortunately, nobody maintaining possession in the midfield either, just clearing it downfield, and it's actually getting a little bit too predictable. You see Snasky, like I said, slowing it down that corner, but at the same time on defense, it allows their team to sit back and kind of get in position to make a save. They've been able to do that the last 2 attempts.
Yeah, a couple of too many times, sending up 2 players for the same ball, unnecessary. And we were talking earlier on about how they don't really communicate. That's a sort of situation where you really should be communicating. As if you are both going to go up for that ball. Snasky's going to end up leaving that one because you can see Pwned attempted pass onto that one, but no one, yet again, willing to overcommit for that ball. Now Snasky gets that one down, looking for Farah. Killer just in the way. Sicky, nice clearance away from him. And this game has very much slowed down almost to a crawl here, as neither of these teams able to get anywhere. Snasky, great pass there over to Snow. That was actually Sicky passing over to Snasky. I've got them confused quite a few times actually so far. But yet again, nothing coming out.
A lot of it does have to do with Leftovers, though. They were playing against a fast-paced team against Penta, but the way to counteract that is by slowing it down. Issue, obviously, is it gives up a lot of boost control, but for them, they've been able to transition it into offense, and you're seeing it pay off. The ability to take these shots finally coming out for Leftovers.
Plays it over to the side, and these cutting passes from one side straight into the middle of the field actually seem to be working out for the Leftovers. They've managed to get 2 of those unanswered and unchallenged. Snasky, good block from him. Siki wins that ball outright, but that's going to be Pones to take up as he just tries to clear that one away. Siki gets in the way of it. Is going to be any block onto this? No. Killer able to clear it. And this is just a case of every single team able to defend this from outside their goal area before a shot can even really come out. That's going to be a great pass, though. Killer was ready and waiting, but Farah too close to him. That's a poor touch there from Pone, though. And the leftovers can try and capitalize onto this. Pass out from Siki, looking for Farah, but Freaky's got that one covered. No, he doesn't. Farah also misses. But Snasky can keep this one going. No, pass straight over to Pone. And we're coming towards the last minute and 35 seconds of this matchup. Not much has happened, but a great pass yet again. Those cutting passes into the middle of the field.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with difference in play styles. Penta trying to play extremely fast and take boost. But Siki and the rest of the squad, oh, mistakes coming out, saved by Killer.
Oh, that was almost another huge defensive mistake. We've already seen one today coming out from Fairy Peak. That's going to be a shot coming out from Farah straight towards Pone, though. And we are still 1-1 as we head towards the last minute and 10 seconds. Siki has to save that one, but he's pushed that one straight back out. Going to allow Penta to maintain their offense here. But he's just refusing to go away onto it. It's the Rottweiler of the leftovers. Siki does not go away. Freaky's going to put that one down. It's an awkward bounce, though, but Siki's got that one covered. And now Farah with the clearance. Those arcing parts of that roof, so dangerous if the ball hits it.
You can tell the leftovers are having to clear this because of that pressure. They just don't have any boost, and they're trying to buy themselves time. As Siki puts another soft shot on, just a little bit too high. They need to find a way to keep that consistent, as it's only been kind of a one-and-done shot for the leftovers the past couple of minutes. A pass play back inside, barely missing.
It's been used yet again, and this is going to allow them multiple attempts at offense. Penta, maybe a weakness has been found in their gameplay. Passed all the way up high. Pone is going to get onto this uncontested. Nice touch on from him, but Siki has that one covered on the wall. Still 1-1, 10 seconds remaining in this matchup, as both these teams have at least prodded away at that defense, but nothing found in terms of ways through. Shot there, Killer has that one covered off the bounce from the post. And just tries to put that one down straight over to Pond, actually, who can keep this going. One more opportunity here for Penta. But that is way too far away, and everyone committing to that one, not allowing any sort of rebound to come in.
Well, here we go. You see leftovers, the reverse sweep gods trying to stay alive, down 2-0 in this series.
A goal here will win it for Penta. Great pass out there. Siki's going to try and get a hold of it, but Killer beats him to it. Now Fricky, one-on-one against Farah. Farah comes out the best. Nasky just taps that one down straight over to Pond, however. As Pond puts that one up high, Killer's going to go for something incredible! And it is over! The leftovers have been beaten!
Everybody knows that these guys go to Game 5 except for Penta, shutting that down with a beautiful shot coming out from Killer. Leaf talks about how much this guy leads the charge for his team, and he's going to lead the charge into the victory for Penta Sports.
Incredible there from Penta, bouncing back from what was a demoralizing loss against Mocket, and a convincing loss at that, coming through and defeating the undefeated leftovers, the current league leaders. And if you are every other team right now, considering how close this league currently is, you are smiling ear to ear. EU has just become that much closer.
Unbelievable yet again. You see these guys, and that we talked about the tiebreakers from Mocket and these guys earlier, and how important it was because they're going to be sitting in that area. But for them to take off the first game for the undefeated team is unbelievable. That's fantastic for Penta Sports.
Every single game coming in and winning by 1 goal. Killer number 7, what a goal that was to finish it off. Turns his car midair, gets it so he can get the perfect possible touch, and just drops it downwards. Does not want to get too much power onto it. Even if that one's saved, he's going to give him